The intricacies of tokenomics. Why most crypto projects are designed to fail. Most people think crypto is about technology. Others think it's about price. Some think it's about being early. But that's not why people lose money. People lose money because they don't understand tokenomics. Tokenomics decides who wins, who loses, and when. If you don't understand it, you're not investing. You're participating in a game where you don't know the rules. And the house always knows the rules. Stay until the end of this video because once you understand tokenomics, you will never look at crypto the same way again. What tokenomics really is. Tokenomics is not just numbers on a website. It's not a pie chart. It's not a white paper buzzword. Tokenomics is economic design. It answers one simple question. If this system grows, who benefits the most? Every token is an economy. Every economy creates behavior. Every behavior creates winners and losers. Tokenomics is how digital power is distributed. Think of tokenomics like a country. Imagine a country where the government can print unlimited money. Politicians own most of it. Rules can change overnight. Citizens are told to just trust the system. Would you want to live there? That's what bad tokenomics looks like. Good tokenomics feels boring, slow, and fair. Bad tokenomics feels exciting, fast, and profitable. At first, imagine a multiplayer online game. There's a currency, gold. Gold is used to buy weapons, upgrade skills, access special zones. Now imagine, developers own 70% of the gold. They can mint more gold anytime. Early players get massive bonuses. Late players grind endlessly. What happens? Early players dominate. New players quit. The economy collapses. That's not a game. That's extraction. Crypto works the same way. The 4 pillars of tokenomics. Every token economy is built on 4 pillars. If even one is broken, the system collapses. Let's break them down. Supply answers this question. How rare is this token really? Some tokens have fixed supply, capped inflation, predictable emissions. Others have infinite supply, adjustable minting, hidden inflation. Unlimited supply doesn't mean instant failure, but uncontrolled supply always ends badly. Inflation is invisible theft. You don't feel it immediately, you feel it over time. Why supply schedules matter. 2 tokens can have the same max supply and completely different outcomes. Why? Because time matters. If 80% of tokens unlock in the first year, price pressure explodes. Early holders exit. Late holders absorb losses. A slow, predictable supply curve builds trust. A fast, aggressive one builds exits. 2 token distribution. Who really owns it? This is where most people stop looking. They see community-owned, decentralized, fair launch. Then they scroll. Big mistake. Always ask, who owns the most tokens? When do they unlock? Can they sell freely? If insiders control the supply, they control the market. Decentralization is not a word. It's a distribution pattern. Why VCs change everything. Venture capital isn't evil, but VC tokenomics is built for returns, not ecosystems. VCs, buy cheap, get early access, have unlock schedules, exit into liquidity. And guess who provides liquidity? You. Retail doesn't get early access. Retail gets narratives. 3 incentives. Behavior engineering. Incentives shape behavior. If you reward people for locking tokens, they lock. Using the protocol, they use governance participation, they vote. But if you reward farming emissions, short-term yield, you create dumping behavior. People don't believe narratives. They follow incentives. Staking, good or bad? Staking sounds good. But ask, where do rewards come from? Real revenue or inflation? What happens when rewards stop? If staking rewards are just printed tokens, price dilution is inevitable. That's not passive income, that's redistribution. Utility means necessity. Ask yourself, what happens if the token disappears? Does the system still function? Is demand organic or forced? Real utility creates natural demand. Fake utility creates temporary hype. If a token exists only to exist, it won't survive. Bitcoin. Simple but brutal. Bitcoin has fixed supply. No founder control, no pre-mine, no manipulation. It doesn't promise returns. It doesn't sell dreams. It just exists. That's why it survived. Ethereum. Complex but functional. Ethereum isn't money first. It's infrastructure. ETH is gas security, economic alignment. Burning fees creates balance. Usage creates demand. It's not perfect, but it's alive. Why most projects fail. They optimize for launch price hype, fast growth, instead of sustainability alignment. Long-term value tokenomics exposes intention. Always. Red flags you should never ignore. If a project changes token rules often, hides unlock schedules, promises high APY, uses complex math to confuse. That's not innovation, that's camouflage. Tokenomics doesn't care about emotions. It doesn't care about belief. It doesn't care about hope. It only cares about math, incentives, and power. If you learn to read tokenomics, you stop chasing pumps. You start seeing systems, how tokenomics is used to control you. In this video, we go deeper, because understanding tokenomics is not enough. You need to understand how it's weaponized, how it's used to manipulate behavior, extract value, control governance, and quietly transfer wealth. This is where most people stop asking questions. And this is where most money is lost. Tokenomics is psychology. First, economics, second. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Tokenomics is not designed for fairness. It's designed for behavior control. Humans respond to rewards, fear, scarcity, authority. Token design exploits all four. High APY, greed, unlock cliffs, fear, limited supply, scarcity, founders plus VCs. Authority, tokenomics is incentive psychology at scale. The illusion of decentralization. Most projects say they're decentralized. But decentralization is not a label. It's not a DAO. It's not governance tokens. Real decentralization asks, who proposes changes? Who votes? Who owns the most voting power? Who can override the system? If insiders control governance, so the system is centralized with extra steps. Governance tokens, power or theater. Governance sounds empowering. But ask, can votes be ignored? Are proposals pre-filtered? Does voting require large capital? Are whales dominant? In many systems, small holders vote, big holders decide, founders retain veto power. That's not democracy. That's controlled participation. Emissions. The silent killer emissions are how new tokens enter the system. High emissions feel good early. Rewards are high. Participation increases. Charts look healthy, but emissions create sell pressure. If demand doesn't grow faster than emissions, price collapses. Most projects don't die suddenly. They bleed out slowly. Why high APY is a trap. Let's be clear. APY is not yield. It's redistribution. If rewards come from inflation, early stakers benefit. Late stakers subsidize, price absorbs the damage when rewards end. So does participation. Ask one question. Where does the money come from? If the answer is unclear, run. Tokenomics audit. How to think like an insider. Here's how insiders analyze projects. Not vibes, not hype, not Twitter threads. They ask, supply control. Who can mint? Who can burn? Unlock timing. When do insiders sell? Revenue flow. Is value captured by the token or extracted elsewhere? Exit liquidity. Who buys when insiders sell? If you can't answer these, you are not early. Many DAOs hold massive treasuries. Sounds good. Until you realize, treasury sells tokens for funding, selling pressures price. Token holders absorb dilution. You're funding development by paying with your own losses. That's not ownership, that's indirect taxation. Flywheels versus drain pipes. Good tokenomics creates flywheels. Usage, demand, price stability, trust, growth. Bad tokenomics creates drain pipes, emissions, sell pressure, price drop, exits, death spiral. Most projects look like flywheels until you zoom out. Why complex tokenomics is a red flag. Complexity is often intentional. If tokenomics requires 20 charts, advanced math, long explanations, it's usually hiding something. Simple systems are harder to exploit. Complex systems hide extraction. Bitcoin is simple for a reason. Narratives are temporary. Tokenomics is permanent. Narratives change. DeFi, NFTs, Metaverse, AI, RWA. Tokenomics stays. A bad system with a good narrative still fails. A good system with no hype can survive. Price follows structure, not stories. The biggest lie in crypto. The biggest lie is, we're all early. No, some people are early. Some people are liquidity. Tokenomics tells you which one you are. How to protect yourself before touching any token. Read distribution, check unlocks, understand incentives, follow the money. If it feels confusing, that's intentional. Clarity protects you. Confusion extracts you. We'll cover tokenomics of stablecoins, real-world asset tokens, government-backed digital currencies, and how control is shifting silently. This is where crypto meets power. From crypto freedom to digital control. Crypto was supposed to free us. That was the promise. A system without permission, money without rulers, ownership without intermediaries. But something changed. Quietly, gradually, systematically. This video is not about speculation, it's about control. And how tokenomics became the perfect tool to enforce it. When tokenomics meets power, tokenomics doesn't exist in a vacuum. It interacts with governments, corporations, institutions, regulators. And when power enters the system, design changes. Freedom-based tokenomics prioritizes censorship resistance, self-custody, neutral rules. Control-based tokenomics prioritizes compliance, surveillance, permission, revocability. Both use tokens. Only one gives you sovereignty. Stablecoins, the bridge between worlds. Stablecoins are the most important tokens in crypto. Not because they're exciting, but because they work. They move billions daily, settle globally, replace banks silently. But here's the catch. Most stablecoins are centralized IOUs. They can be frozen, blacklisted, reversed. Your money works until it doesn't. Tokenomics determines who has the kill switch. Ask 3 questions. Who issues it? What backs it? Who controls redemption? If reserves are off-chain, control is off-chain too. Stability comes at a cost, and that cost is sovereignty. Real-world asset tokens, RWA. Tokenized real estate, tokenized bonds, tokenized stocks. It sounds revolutionary, but look closer. Most RWA tokens depend on legal enforcement, require trusted custodians, obey jurisdictional rules. The token doesn't own the asset. The system does. Tokenomics here isn't about freedom. It's about efficiency and reach. Modern tokenomics increasingly includes whitelists, blacklists, KYC gates, transfer restrictions. This creates tiered access. Same token, different rights. 2 users can hold identical assets with completely different freedoms. CBDCs, tokenomics of total control. Central bank digital currencies are not crypto. They are programmable money. CBDCs allow expiration dates, spending restrictions, geographic limits. Automated taxation. This isn't theory. This is design. Tokenomics becomes policy enforcement. Why CBDCs don't need blockchains. CBDCs don't need decentralization. They need control, traceability, compliance. Blockchain is optional. Permission is not. CBDCs are not built for users, they're built for systems. Traditional ownership meant you hold it, you control it, you decide. Modern token systems shift toward access rights, conditional use, revocable permissions. You don't own, you're allowed. Tokenomics defines the boundaries of permission. The new economic model. The future economy is Tokenized programmable conditional. Rewards will be behavior-based, compliance-based, identity-linked. Tokenomics becomes a behavior engine, not just a market. Why this matters to you? You don't need to be a trader. You need to be aware. Because money is becoming code. Code enforces rules, rules shape behavior. Tokenomics decides what you're allowed to do, not just what you can buy. The final warning. The most dangerous systems don't announce themselves. They offer convenience, stability. Safety, freedom is messy. Control is clean. Tokenomics will decide which one wins. The real question. The question is no longer, which token will pump? It's, which systems let me stay sovereign? Everything else is noise. If this video made you think, like, signal this matters, subscribe. This channel exposes systems. Comment if you want the next episode. Share. Awareness is leverage. Check the description below. More videos on money, crypto, and digital control are waiting.